Okay, so let's talk about The Flash and everything going on with this movie because this has been one of the most interesting rollouts, I think. And for a long time, many were wondering if this movie was even going to ever release, especially with everything going on with Ezra, the studio, the changes. Zaslav came in, James Gunn came in. It's been a lot of different changes going on here. So many people are wondering, is The Flash ever going to come out? And we have this new report right here from Variety, which details some of the stuff that's been going on. So we are 13 days away before the film releases on June 16th. Ezra Miller's done no promotion for it, besides just seeing some of maybe the behind the scenes images and videos and all of that. They really haven't gone on to any shows or any of that like we see with a usual rollout for a movie, right? That's being the big question everybody wondered, was Ezra Miller going to do press, especially considering the fact that journalists were going to try and speak to them about everything that's happened so far. And that was a big thing. A source close to Miller has also come out and talked about this. They said Ezra wants the movie to open and the conversation to be about the movie and not about Ezra. They are focused on their mental health and don't want it to be transactional. So we do see that for sure, that they are not really promoting Ezra in the talk shows and all of that. Like I said, we've seen Andy Muschietti, we've seen Salsa Kaye, and other actors in the movie, but no Ezra Miller really being put out there in the front center of the limelight. That's been the big thing right here. Now, another big thing about the movie is that they're not really giving us the full movie just yet. So according to the report, the full movie will not be screened until the premiere on June 12th, which is about 9 days away. And the fact is that they have secret endings, all of that. Apparently there was a case when they first premiered at CinemaCon where the movie just ended abruptly, no credits, nothing, just ended. And according to many who have seen the screenings that have been happening so far, because they've been having a ton of screenings across everywhere, just in my city, they had 2 screenings last week, and I am going to the screening on Monday, and I think there's another screening the next week, and so it's 4 screenings so far in 2 weeks. That's kind of insane when you think about it. I haven't really seen that be done for a tentpole movie like this ever, and I've been going to screenings for the past 5 years now, so it's definitely interesting what Warner Brothers is doing here, and I'm curious to see why exactly that is. Now, there are many possibilities that people have been floating around. Many of them make sense, but I think the biggest one is Warner Brothers is really trying to figure out where they're going after The Flash. The Flash is definitely their springboard right now. I feel like they could really jump into something really good after The Flash in this new universe that we see James Gunn is sort of at the helm of. And I think that they had an ending, and then the whole thing with James Gunn happened, and so they rethought that ending with everything that James Gunn wants to bring to the table. Now they have to do something different, and so I think that's exactly what we're seeing here. I really feel like Warner Brothers is still putting this movie together and trying to give it a good, concrete ending that will also be a springboard into what comes next. And this is definitely Warner Brothers is Frankenstein monster right now. It feels like it, just very much so putting all these pieces together. Whether it's going to be good or not, we're still not sure. We do hear most of the good reviews coming out lately, and it seems very positive. I will be seeing the movie on Monday, so I will give you my thoughts and my opinions on it that night, and then I'll give you my full review the next morning, and we'll talk about the movie even more. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening to, on YouTube, Spotify, or what have you. We will be discussing this movie. We will be watching it. That is one thing I want to make clear to everybody. We will be watching The Flash. If you choose not to watch The Flash for whatever reason, I respect your opinion, and I definitely understand as well. But as a site that covers movies and all of that, and this being a summer blockbuster, we will be covering The Flash on the site. So that is something I just wanted to make clear here. But overall, I am excited to see what Andy Muschietti and the team have brought together with this movie. As I've said, the initial reports and everything seem to be very positive for the movie. People seem to be enjoying it. There's a ton of cameos, apparently. We already talked about one that Andy Muschietti gave away earlier this month. And I think it's no accident. I think they are really trying to push this movie hard and promote it. It has been on Warner Brothers' back burner for some time now. They've been anticipating releasing this, so I definitely don't see anything bad with them trying to promote it. But at the same time, I'm curious to know who will be watching this screening if they're doing so many screenings already for it. a lot of the big fans and all of that are going to these screenings. And the Flash is a very popular character, I will say. A Superman, a Spider-Man, or a Batman. Now, one thing too to note though is that Aquaman did really good at the box office. It went on to make 1.3 to 1.5 billion, I believe, and albeit a lot of that came from overseas, I'm not too entirely sure the Flash's popularity when it comes to things. Like, I know there are these people who are going to go watch any superhero movie no matter what, but there's a lot of people that only go watch maybe one or two superhero movies because it's Batman or Spider-Man or maybe Superman. Like, those are characters that really draw in everybody, even those who don't really like superhero movies. So it's going to be an interesting situation. I'm excited to see the box office for the first week and just see where this box office runs into once the Flash does its whole theatrical run this summer. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on it down below, if you're excited or not. Because doesn't the Flash then have to compete with like Oppenheimer and all of that? Or is that in July? You know what? I don't remember. Let's see. So we do have Oppenheimer opening up. I lost the date here, but July. Okay, July 21st, 2023. So, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see, because I think that's going to be right around the time maybe the Flash stops being in theaters. So I don't see any competition there for sure. So I think the Flash has a pretty clear runway, no doubt about it, for the whole month of June. I don't think we have anything else big coming out in that month, so we'll see how it does. But this is a movie I could definitely see going on to make close to the billion for sure, and it's possible it could hit that $1 billion mark, maybe being the first movie since the Mario movie to hit that. And that's just because of many different factors. You have Flash, you have a new movie for the DC universe that seems to be the sort of like reset for it. You have Michael Keaton's Batman, you have cameo filled, you have multiverse. Like, people are expecting a lot of things from this, and I said it before with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I don't think people are getting sick of the multiverse whole movie, are definitely finding some excitement from it. So we'll see how it does, but let me know your thoughts and opinions on it down below. If you will be watching The Flash or not. We will be covering what we think about the movie on Monday, and then we'll talk about what happens at the premiere. If Ezra ever does speak, we'll cover that as well, and we will be talking reviews and ending and theories about what's next, just like we do with every movie. So stay tuned for that. As always, I'll see you next time, wherever you're watching, Spotify, YouTube, all of that. Make sure you follow us, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.